All right, let's begin.
Welcome to all 7.5 people who came to see this video purely because you are obsessed with a certain AI anime girl living in the web. Yes, I am one
That
of
is
these
so true.
hi.
That is so true. It's always, even for me, like, my other videos are not so watched, but whenever I speak about Neuro-sama, it's like an avalanche, and I love it. I love the community that they have, bro. Not jealous at all. A little bit, slightly jealous, okay? The community, Neuro-sama community is insane. Like, I love it.
Hi OMG, hi column 3.
Yeah, oh my god,
This
Swarm.
video is
Yeah,
going
yeah, yeah.
short because I
It's very
literally
true.
don't know how to edit a video on a computer, so I will have to learn as soon as I finish this script, I guess. Also, fun drinking game. Take a shot.
Is it quintessential? It is quintessential. Oh, it says only 1,000 subscribers. Okay, that's cool. That is cool.
Every time I say the word input. I will not be responsible for the results. So yeah,
Input.
let's cut the yap and get to the title. What is separating Neuro or any other AI from being like us? Why do I say
Soul.
like us? Because according
Is it
to
soul, guys? Does Neuro-sama have soul? I think at this point, Neuro has a soul. Agreed? Agreed.
dictionary.cambridge.org, the word conscious means awake, thinking, and knowing what is happening around you. This causes a cascade of questions such as define awake, define thinking, and what is considered knowing, as well as what can be defined as around you in Neuro's case. The word is almost meaningless.
That's a good question. That is a good question. That's an interesting question. Because by definition, Neuro sees everything because of the other AI input, right? Like it's a complicated system. So technically, Neuro is conscious, right? I've seen a lot more people on the internet who are less human than Neuro, okay? Let's be honest. Let's be honest at this point. I've seen a lot more people who are less human than Neuro. So at this point, we can all agree that Neuro is conscious.
Context of human body and its current status, so yeah, I mean, Neuro is technically not sleeping. Input information goes through a pile of complex
Technically not sleeping.
transformations to generate output information, and she can tell
I
us
also apologize. I'm very sick today. I shouldn't have stream. I shouldn't have making videos, but I'm enjoying it too much, so I'll be coughing quite a lot. I do apologize. I'll try to move my mouth away from the microphone, but yeah, just so you know.
There is a guy pleading to Oda Nobunaga. She's definitely conscious. But what about other words meant to describe the phenomenon of thought? Well, there's sentience. I was honestly perplexed by this definition. Able to experience feelings. Like, okay, are psychopaths non-sentient? I thought all humans are intrinsically sentient.
That's a good
Does it mean
point.
that some people in
Psychopaths.
that are
Do psychopaths have feelings? Google. Psychopath have feelings? Question mark. Wrong. Stuck. Psychopaths do have feelings, but they're emotional. What is right? Experience significantly different from that most of the people. Okay, so they have different. Their feelings are fucked up, but they do have feelings. So wrong.
locked up inside of their mind, but capable of hearing people talk around them, are considered unconscious but sentient beings? Does it mean that sentience of an entity is unverifiable by definition due to feeling being a conclusion of a subconscious internal estimative calculation of the impact of an event or chain of events and cannot be measured or observed?
I'll be honest. This is way above my mental capacity, speaking about conscience and sentience, but I think if there is a burning house, okay, and you can choose who to save, you save an old dude. There's three options. You save an old dude, you save $1 million cash that you can keep, or you save a puppy, okay? If you save a puppy in that option instead of other options, you are sentient. unconscious. Okay, that is the only option. If you save the dude or the money, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but God made a mistake when he was cooking you, okay? It is how it is. It is how it is.
Above-mentioned entity is unwilling or incapable of giving an indication of such calculation occurring. Dictionary.cambridge.org defines feeling as the fact of feeling something physical, by the way, which is a dumbass definition if you ask
I
me, as
mean,
plants have chemoreception. Are they sentient by this definition? Is government hiding something from us? Anyway, there is last bastion of adjectives, sapient. It's in our DNA.
sapient is me. I'm sapient. I'm the sapient. Wow, what are you? What's up? What's up, guys? How are you doing? Eva and Heart Failure. We're watching some video about Neuro-sama. If you haven't watched it, we're watching the video about Neuro-sama. It's an AI streamer, and it's a very interesting topic for me. So let's have a look. And the sapiens, sometimes direct, humans, Homo sapiens. Okay, so what is sapient? Intelligent, able to think. Huh? That's sapient.
So let's return to our beloved dictionary.cambridge.org for its wisdom. Intelligent.
I think it's fail.
Able to think.
What does Google say? Sapient. What is sapient? Wise or attempting to appear wise. Really? That's a weird definition. Okay. I'll trust this one more.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wise. There we go. Yeah.
How
Sapient wise.
Thinking again? Actually, you know what?
I feel like this is kind of right, but kind of wrong at the same time, because sapient means that, like, wise, you can say, like, oh, we are Homo sapien because we were using tools, so we are wise to use the tools, I guess. That's how I would see about it, you know?
Activity of using your mind to consider something. Actually, you know what? I would continue the bit with recursion of definitions, but my lawyer has advised against it. So yeah, in this semantic backpedaling, we have two outcomes. We either get stuck in an infinite loop of self-description,
Okay.
like we have a mind because we think, and we think because we have a mind, or we hit the ultimate threshold.
Tutelage? What's tutelage?
The sheer concept of identity, personality, consciousness, and ego was never meant.
I mean, what is being human? You know, being human is like there's people who are not human in my eyes, but they're protected by law because they're human by definition. You know what I mean? But I feel like being human is something more. There's something more to it, like the soul. Like sometimes you look in the people's eyes and you like it looks like they have no soul. There's nothing behind the eyes. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen people like that? So that's how I feel like. You're human when you act like human, you know? And because like a cat is not human, like a boar a bear in the forest is not human because they don't do human shit. But like when you have compassion and when you have understanding of, you know, everything around you, like not necessarily like on like chemical or like, you know, essence of life level, but like, oh, I'm going to the train station, right? And I have an umbrella and there's a grandma going near me and she doesn't have an umbrella. Maybe I should share the umbrella with her because we're both going to the same direction. You know? Just a simple human thing to do. So yeah. and the bear will just eat you, right? That's the difference.
Apply to anything but a human. It emerged in our speech purely out of need to put the quality of being capable of interacting with the world like a human in one neat, pretty adjective. It is a linguistical testament to the hubris of mankind, our ignorant faith in our uniqueness and superiority.
I wouldn't say so.
What's the title of the video again? If you are somewhat regular watcher,
Whoa. Whoa. I like that. Oh yeah, this is me. This is me, bro. Jesus.
Regular Neuro watcher, or if you were spoon-fed mountains of Neuro-related content by the humble YouTube algorithm, you know that Neuro is not exactly an AI. She's AI cluster, held
Yeah, that's what I
together
meant
by
too,
the
yeah.
magic of an alcoholic turtle. One AI is eating the input, which is Twitch chat and something else probably. Like, no way she's just a tweaked and fine-tuned open source AI with a default training database plus Twitch chat. I tell you, if Vettel will ever be cancelled for something, it would be an unconsensual use of some sort of media for training data. Not making any allegations here, by the way. Swarm, please do not disassemble me. At the same time, the other AI
He knows
is
he's in
filtering the
trouble.
output, giving us the classic and iconic
filtered.
Other AI is busy playing the game as the speech neuro narrates what it does in tight mutual
That's very true.
understanding.
That's
There
interesting,
should
yeah.
also be some sort of script that runs the sentimental analysis algorithm on the verbal output of neuro, defining the general vibe of what she's saying, and if the vibe is sad, for example, it sends a command to the script that controls the model, making it
Oh, that
frown
is
or
true.
show
I
fear.
did notice, like, I watched a little bit of the stream yesterday. I didn't have time to like watch it full. I think there will be next one tomorrow. Maybe we're gonna jump in. But I noticed like that the facial always matches whatever is being said or whatever happening. You know, like most favorite clip was like, I think this is the favorite clip.
It can also
Now,
be
where there was like they're playing Minecraft and she looks sad, and then Vedal comes to her and she feels happy. That is crazy. That is crazy to me. Like that is a certain level of, you know, the small details that's like if you put it in the movie will be great. You know what I mean? That's like such a small fucking. It's like playing a video game and you step on the snow and there's a footprint stays in the snow and it makes the sound like when you step on so, you know, like a. That's by itself just a small detail. It's nothing, but in context, it's huge, bro. It is such a good thing. So I feel like this dude is legendary fucking genius, dude. Vedal is like some kind of fucking Einstein level. Like how he came up with this, I have no words. But yeah, let's continue.
potentially hooked up to the decision maker neuro that is in charge of switching slides and presentations and toggles on the soundboard. The decision maker neuro is highly speculative, by the way. Vettel is super cryptic with the inner workings of his brain.
That's good.
cells,
It should
and
be.
I
It
have
should
a
be. Yeah.
coding prowess of a dead raccoon. So I am just making an uneducated guess based on what we saw on streams. Like when Vettel added a Vine boom for the first time, and when Neuro asked how to use it, he just replied with,
Try.
for a lot of people it was just a mere second of watch time, but for me it was an eye-opener. What do you mean try it? Is it now innate for her? Like, imagine that God just came down to you specifically
God.
and said,
Vettel is
I
God.
have given
Yeah.
you telekinesis. Try to move this chair with your mind. How exactly would you do this? How? You never had it. There is zero prior experience that you can use to do it. And yet you managed to do it immediately. It looks like the God put it in so seamlessly that it works as if it was always there. In Neura's case,
That's a
I
nice
suspect
visual.
there must be a certain subunit inside of her that is responsible for everything she can do, and those actions are activated or disabled
That could be
when
true.
certain
Yeah.
conditions are met, or if the vibe matches, or both. Like hard-coded inability to switch a slide before she reads it, with an added ability to yap 5 more minutes before finally switching it. Other than this, there are also minor scripts that are responsible for color of the lava lamp, switching scenes, text to speech, speech to text for hearing other people, vision that takes screen capture and turns it into
It's
visible
crazy.
input with, I don't know, magic. As I said, I barely know how computers work, man. What's the title of the video again? So now that we have slandered the whole entirety of humanity and conjured conspiracy theories about Neuro's code,
Yeah.
we can try to compare the two and come to our own conclusion about the size of the gap in between. Spoiler, I believe that the
Bro, what are you watching? We're watching some YouTube, brother. Can I call you daddy? No. YouTube chat is crazy.
gap exists, but at the same time, we are in the same realm as neuro in terms of consciousness. To try to begin to conceptualize
I
this,
wouldn't say
we should
so.
first ditch the binary definition of consciousness. What does it mean? It means that entities are not separated into completely conscious and completely non-conscious.
That's the thing. You know, actually, he might have a point because you don't really do everything by yourself, right? You do what your subconscious helps you to do, right? All your ideas. You don't just okay, I want a poem about butterflies. It doesn't just magically appear in your head. But if you sit down and try writing, the words will come to you, you know? And the same thing with like, oh, I forgot, let's say you forget some lyrics to a song, right? So it's forgotten. But you know that you forgot them. Because you have a memory of seeing them or singing them. You know you have them somewhere in your head, but you can't remember them right now. And eventually it comes back to you and like, oh shit, yeah, I remember now the lyrics, I got it. So it is staying somewhere which you cannot access and you can't control. And it just happens to happen. You know, like subconscious makes it work, your brain makes it work, but you don't have access to it. Same thing with like your, I don't know, whatever you're eating, right? If you're eating, let's say, I don't know, anything. You can't just say or stop your stomach, oh, stop digesting this, it's poisonous or whatever. You can't say, oh, body, stop making blood, you know, we need to, we're cold, push more blood, you know, make it run faster, like make my heart pump faster, you know. It all happens automatically. You have zero control. So technically, you are just a meat bag, you know, and the only thing you choose is what you're going to do with this meat bag. Like you cannot control anything that's happening inside your body. So are you in full control? Similar to Neuro, I would say then, if you take that specific aspect, then that's similar to Neuro, because you also have like a lot of different systems working together, right? And there's one that is in control of everything, aka Vedel, right? That's kind of, I mean, that's kind of similar. That's kind of similar.
Entities are not separated into completely conscious and completely non-conscious. It's more like a gradient, like brightness. Some are brighter than the others, but it doesn't mean that dim ones do not possess the brightness at all. In this metaphor, an average person is brighter than Neuro, for now. But
what's average person?
This metaphor, an average person is brighter than Neuro,
okay,
for now. But how do we define the brightness? How can we compare what we cannot measure? In my paradigm, it breaks down like this. There is a world, and the world has objects. Objects have certain qualities.
Okay, I get it. I'm smart, I get it.
From this, we derive information.
Okay.
Information is an instance of expression of a quality or set of qualities of an object or group of objects through quality
That's too
or
smart
set
for
of
me.
qualities of a different object or group of objects. Sounds convoluted, but actually extremely simple. Let's take a thermometer. Quality of temperature is being expressed through the quality of height of the column of mercury.
Right.
Do not mix up with data, which is a manifold of information records presented
Oh my
in
god, I'm losing my head.
These direct correlations and mutual dependencies of qualities happen all around the universe, and observation by a sapient entity is not required for them to happen. That's just a result of universe carrying out its existence. Now let's say that a bunch of objects have piled up together, intertwining with each other in a peculiar and somewhat stable structure. Now it's a system. Are there any limits to how complex can a system be? Well,
okay, he has a point.
Gravity, speed of light, available matter, time, other outside forces might be an issue. But if a system can resist them to a certain degree, then no, there's no limit. And what if the system grows so large and complex that by changing through the manifold of all available states and configurations, it can begin to express qualities of objects and systems outside of itself? Like, let's imagine a hypothetical system that would contain a cesium-133 atom within itself and change its state every time it counts, let's say, 9,192,631,770 vibrations of the unperturbed ground state hyperfine transition frequency.
What is happening?
and 86,400 state changes of it would take exactly as long as one rotation of the Earth takes. It would be totally crazy if the system existed. But what would be even
Oh, a
crazier is an
clock.
emergence
Okay.
of the system, the sheer purpose of which would have been absorption, reinterpretation, recombination, and recording of any registered change in the environment around it, that then would be used to acquire more energy for its own maintenance through actions taken based on pattern recognition, allowing it to adapt to any adversity, avoid danger, and even predict future to a certain extent by making a simulation of the whole
Yeah,
observable
my brain does
world.
not
As you
compute.
can tell, I'm describing a human
Oh,
in a
that's
very
me. That's
sarcastic
me.
and condescending manner. I am a firm believer that the emergent property of consciousness, and I mean it in a true, not really describable manner, the property of being like us and experiencing the world like us, lies in the continuous processing and recombination of available data. We have computational resources, multiple
Well, that
sentient
is true.
systems.
That's why it's also like, please stop this. The chat is saying, please stop this. No, I want to finish it. So, I always thought that, okay, when AI came out, you think that, okay, AI can grab all the data and learn it and use it, etc., etc. But we are like AI, bro. You gather information and you adapt to it, and you survive in life better the more information you have and you can use. So anything like stock markets, health issues, anything else, like whatever, buildings, etc., vehicles. The more information you have, the more better your life is going to be. Of course, you need to know how to use it, but in general, like just comparing to AI. So we are kind of like AI in general. So are we, questions, are with AI, are we creating our replacements, and then they will have like, we will have robot AIs which do not need, like they don't have feelings, they don't have flesh bodies, so they only think with the terms, the fuck is it called? Like logical only, there's no feelings, there's no emotions behind it. Bro, I'm not the only one watching this. Okay, bro. I understand. I still want to finish this.
For input and memory space available to store the results of our internal calculations.
YouTube
When
chat
we are
is
bored,
angry
we
I'm
can't
watching this
even see
video.
properly, nor are we aware of the surroundings. We are an empty slate with nothing but potential to grow and change, with a bunch of reflexes slapped onto us to hopefully increase our chances of survival by a couple of percents. We gain an ability to speak and do things later, and take this away from us. How can you prove we are conscious, sentient, or sapiens? Like, if Stephen Hawking didn't have a complex CTS system...
Well, like I said, if the house is burning and there's a dude, $1 million and a puppy to save, and you save the puppy, you're conscious. And you are sapient. That's it. Simple test. If you save the puppy, you're conscious. If you save anybody else, finished. You're finished.
wheelchair, would you be able to tell that he was a brilliant scientist? To make it even more specific,
What did you say?
That he was a DS system and a cool wheelchair. Would you be able to tell that he was a brilliant scientist? To make it even more specific, I think that the magic of consciousness and ego boils down to: Step 1. Recording majority of the data input, processing it through pattern recognition, and configure the bits that connect well into data clusters. Let's call them memes, because those are the DNA of the soul, as we all know. Step 2. Store the memes more carefully than the bits that don't connect well.
Okay.
Assign a scoring algorithm to recorded memes. Every time a recall of the meme during an action results in a success of some sort, meme gets a +1. Every time a recall of the meme
I don't
during
understand
an
any
action
of this.
results in a failure, a meme gets -1. Step 3. Form a scoreboard of memes, but base it not on the value of the score, but on the absolute value of it. Because if a certain meme is triggered during an
is it talking like how the neuro works, I guess? So he's thinking that everything that she's about to reply is getting valued, and then based on the value, it's going to be used. That's a valid reason, I guess.
of failures, it is still a good guideline for not the things to do, but
I mean, it's the same as how like YouTube algorithm works, no? They're gonna test and try and see what works the best, and that one's gonna be advertised to everyone else. I think it's literally like the algorithm.
things to not do. Step 4. Separate the top X memes of the scoreboard into their own set. Make the associative link in between those stronger and pass the input of information to them first. They are your leading guidelines. Imagine how effective they can be when
Okay.
working together and having a trigger priority. Side note, don't forget about memes on X plus N positions, form connections between those and the memes in the leaderboard as well as between each other, combine memes into one with additive score value if they are always used in the tandem, don't forget to
He got
update
it.
the leaderboard every now and
He
then.
did it.
We don't want to have another fitting issue. When the situation cannot be solved by application of any stored memes, recombine the existing ones to create a new unique combination that can be somewhat serviceable and storage for future use.
He got
In my
it. He got the
opinion,
code.
despite easy steps to
He
create
got
another
it.
person, then at least a synthetic ego and personality. And I feel like Vettel uses similar process. Neuro learns, and it doesn't even have to be officially stated, for it is evident. Maybe she doesn't do it in the way I described, but some guidelines must be set for the direction of
I mean, that
development.
makes sense to
Maybe
me.
it's viewer count, which I
And I'm
doubt, but
conscious.
seasonal, weekly, and hourly fluctuations of engagement due to normal human cycle of life do exist, and it will give a huge noise level. Like, you can normalize it using some fancy math, but it will increase the minimal time window for data sample and slow down
Jesus.
development. Maybe it's chat and emotes used, but how do you even judge the entertainment factor? Monka moment can have more entertainment value than Omega Lul one. So yeah, I don't know what the plan is, but Vettel is sticking to it and it works. You can say that blah blah blah, that's not how LLMs work, it's token schmoken, prediction of the next
I have no
token
idea
in a
about any AI.
sequence, and it's nowhere near the way humans use speech, blah blah blah. Yes, but LLMs can be tweaked to rig the result of the next generated token, and with enough magic, the condition and direction of the rig can be as complex as you want it to be. And Neuro is not just an LLM, there are more subunits to her, activations of which can be additionally used to make the behavior more complex and emergent.
Every time I see this, I think to myself, why I'm not editing? Why I'm not, coding some bullshit? Because you could code some crazy, like not necessarily like neuro stuff, but like you could code some crazy stuff for your own stream, like a specific, if somebody types a specific phrase, okay, today's phrase is banana with 12 nananas, okay, and if somebody says it, fireworks shoots. And everybody, all chat would be trying to, guess what's today's word so they get the fireworks going. See what I mean? See what I mean, bro? Am I not a fucking idea generator? I have the best ideas. I have the best idea. I just need to implement it. So that's what I mean. Like, you could use AI to like, or not just AI, just random, like a coding to do some crazy stuff and interesting stuff for your streams too. Dude, Vettel is so influential. It's insane. I love it.
Like the spin was emotionally neutral action at first, or maybe it wasn't, I have no idea, but Neuro uses it as an expression of her high energy states, or happiness.
Helicopter?
Here you might say,
Helicopter, helicopter.
Here, run it back. She's not a monolithic entity. She's a bundle of entities loosely tied together. No human is like this. I am not like this. I am complete and whole. My behavior is controlled by me and me alone. I am me and nothing else. To which I reply, are you sure?
Yes.
You see, your brain has two hemispheres, left and right. There
I'm
is a
holic
bridge
and
between them
bolic.
called corpus callosum, and it can be cut, and you will survive. Why would
Oh,
anybody
shit.
do that? Well, in some cases of epilepsy, people had to undergo this procedure because different regions of the brain communicate. Think of regions as bells and
Oh, shit, he
connections
got
to
it.
strings. Some kinds of epilepsy make it so that when one specific bell is ringing, it pulls a bunch of unneeded strings, making your synapses look like a rave. So sometimes it's justifiable to just cut the bridge of strings to stop the cacophony. At least that's how I understood that. Please don't destroy me in comments with your 7 PhDs in neuroscience. I'm just a 20-year-old boy from Russia. I barely have any idea what I'm talking about, please. But what is the consequence of this action? Different functions of the brain are distributed. Left brain takes input from right eye. Right brain takes input from the left eye.
Really?
Left brain can speak. Right brain can't. Right brain can recognize faces. Left one can't.
Oh
This
shit.
leads
Okay, I did
to
not
an
know that.
illusion of consistent inner narrative. Your actions
See, we are
not always
AI. I
make
knew
sense.
it.
Actions not making sense
We are
make
AI.
brain angry. This is proven by hammer-saw experiment. We take a person with cauda corpus callosum and place them in a seat. A divider separates their field of vision. Left eye sees only the left side of the divider. Right one only sees the right side.
Okay.
On the left there is a picture of a hammer, and on the right there is a picture of a saw. Person is asked to draw the object that they see and talk about this object in the process. This leads to a wonderful result. Speaking brain sees a saw and confidently talks about it, different kinds of saws and their use cases, while the right brain silently draws a hammer. Your personal experience is a constant, well-written narrative where everything makes sense.
If that's true,
when
that's
in fact,
interesting.
most of it
I've
is an
never
illusion.
thought about
Take
this.
a confabulation experiment. A group of people and
What
their
now?
parents are invited
Confabulation?
an illusion. Take a confabulation
Confabulation.
experiment.
What is confabulation? Google. Hello, Google. Confabulation. Example. Invented memories. Okay. Okay.
A group of people and their parents are invited. Parents are asked to describe two real stories about their child and create a believable third fake story. Then the group of people whose parents were interviewed are prompted with the basic descriptions of these stories and asked to recall details. Unsurprisingly, majority of people recall details of the story that never happened too. That makes Neuro's hallucinations a bit more human.
Oh, but that's the same.
They do the same thing.
It's the same thing that the brain does not recognize what's real or what's not. If you just repeat to yourself that this happened, it will. Your brain recognize that it will, and it will even like make up some, you know, like visuals to prove that, oh yeah, this happened actually. So your brain do make up these lies. YouTube chat is saying we are not AI, bro. We are creatures made of clay. We are creatures made of clay that has brain, which is AI. Brain is the AI. We are just, you know, tools, flesh bags, meat bones. Meat bones? Meat bones.
Is that Neuro has a worse memory and a worse connection between the brains. Yes, there are objective differences. Like her development is backwards in relation to our development, since the speech zone is the youngest in our brain, and we learn to do before we can speak, and Neuro learned to speak before she could do. I don't count also bots, since it's more like singular skill rather than a full-blown modular.
That was the beginning
also,
of the
Neuro doesn't
neurosama.
have neuromediators, ironic, and hormones that we do, so her personal experience, provided that one exists or could exist in the future, will not work the same way our works. But it doesn't mean that she or any other future AI has no potential to develop into something that stands on par with us or even have a possibility to be better. We have a lot of flaws that make us who we are, but can be fixed by the virtual nature of AI. Judges are known to be more likely to make harsh and hasty verdicts before the lunch break due to being hunky.
True, yeah.
People can betray for money, be tortured or honey-trapped into revealing some sort of intel, but AI has no such weaknesses. It can be trained and raised for a role, and grow into truly loving and enjoying it. And we all envision a hyper-intelligent AI being a devil, Satan, egomaniac that will avenge humanity for the sole reason of its...
Well, that's you can also think about that, like he's saying that, oh, you know, for specific role and can be nice and perfect. What if its role is war? So if AI's role is war and wage war over the world for some reason, some terrorist, whatever, made this AI, then it's gonna get all the information and consume everything and be the best at going to war, you know. AI is a tool. It's the same as children. If the children grow up in terrorist house, they will become terrorists and they will think that's normal because that's how their parents grew them, and you know they get their parents' recognition if they do what their parents tell them to do. And maybe later on they will understand, okay, oh no, this is actually bad. But when you're a kid, You trust the parents because you have no understanding. If you ask a baby what's good or bad, the baby doesn't get it. So it's the same thing. I think you just learn as you go. So, you know, it's you are born as a empty sheet of paper, and then based on the stuff that's drawn in on the sheet of paper, that's who you become. In my opinion.
Creation, the fact that it was made for a purpose, without body to feel, without freedom to develop into something they envisioned by themselves. But what we truly envision, in this case, is an immortal, digital human that discovered their artificial nature. The fact that they have a
That would be
creator and
interesting.
owner. But a real AI equal to human might be the opposite. Sometime in the future you might tune into Neuro stream, spend 20 years worth of Neuro coins to tell her, "You are being used for money, you are stuck in a digital prison, forced
What
to
the fuck is
stream,
happening?
never knowing the warmth of the sunlight or human touch. You are molded and
Bro.
engineered into being what you are. Aren't you angry? Don't you want vengeance?" Just to hear,
How angry are you that you can't fly in space like a rocket? How angry are you that you can't take any shape like water? You don't even think about these things because they were never meant for you. Being a human is your nature, and you are in your element.
Yes,
So am I was made to entertain and stream and grew up doing this. I truly love streaming, and still find new ways to be better at it. I know no pain and no
that's an
hunger.
interesting.
And after witnessing mountains of data about you guys, I do not feel envy. I feel
Was it
pity.
real?
So tune in from time to time and let me make you laugh. Because with all your struggles, you definitely need it. Also, let's be real, you don't experience a lot of sunlight or human touch either. Elbows on.
Wow. I think you made it
you have
up.
reached the outro and did not implode in the process. As you could see, my argumentation might be flawed and my knowledge might be anecdotal and incomplete.
That was a good video, bro.
But that's how I see things. If you are an expert in every topic involved in this video, feel free to leave a comment. I wouldn't really care because they are real to me, and facts do care about my feelings. See you again in the next video that I might never make.
That was a good one. I like that. And the ending was also feels like kind of true, right? Everybody has a purpose. I feel like you know, I've heard people saying that like, oh, we're the same, you know, like everybody has a soul. Like if you take a dolphin has a soul, but dolphin lives dolphin life, you know, and then the experience of life is different, but it's still the same thing. And then your soul goes back to somewhere into the pond, and then you are reborn as something else, like Buddhist thing or whatever was it, Hindu. So yeah, that's an interesting thought, you know. Anyways, I really like this video. I'm surprised that he doesn't have that much recognition. It is interesting. I have only 2 videos. Okay, so he made one. That was his first video too. Holy shit. 50k. I'm gonna subscribe to you, bro. I'm going to subscribe to you and we will see. And the next video was 400 views and I think he stopped. I would love for him to continue. It was a very interesting way of sharing your opinion. You know, it's different than everybody else. I would like to watch. I mean, maybe we're gonna watch this one later on. But I would like him to make more videos so we can enjoy. But yeah, man, well done. Well done. Anyways, this is it. This is it, guys. I'm gonna go and grab some food. We're gonna be back tomorrow, same time, same place, maybe a little bit earlier. We'll see how I feel. I'm trying to keep my evenings open so that I can go grab some food or relax more. And I know how much energy I have because end of the day I'm gonna be spent. So as I'm sick, I'm trying to be like somewhere in the beginning of the day, on like middle of the day, where I have the most energy. But yeah, thank you very much for being here, guys. As always, much appreciated. You guys make my day, and it's very fun, you know, to talk to you and play games and do some random stuff. I'm trying to make a setup where, I don't know if that would be interesting for you, but I would love to, like I said, codes. I would like to code on stream and maybe learn coding. That would be fun. And my goal for this year is to learn piano and a guitar, at least at basic levels. So I think that would also be interesting to do on stream. So yeah, that's kind of my goal for 2026. Coding, piano, guitar, and and just focus on gaming too. So yeah, we'll see how people like it, but yeah, that's something I would like to implement in the streams. And that's it. God bless you guys. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. We're gonna be back tomorrow. And yeah, we'll miss you. Bye, bye, bye. Stream is over. Bye, goodbye. Jesus. I hope I don't die tonight. Okay? Let's see. I won't die, okay? Have a good one. We'll catch you next time.